Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and today I want to talk about some things that I always do at my house, around the house, as a psychic medium and an energy healer. Maybe you can take up some of these habits or share in the comment section other habits that you do that really gets the energy of your home fresh and clean and crisp and just mwah. So the first thing I do is always having live plants and flowers and animals and humans around. The vibration of living things is so high, it's so powerful, and it's really important to surround yourself with the vibration of life. If you have a house or an apartment and you have no pets, you have no plants, you live on your own, the energy can become really dead, very drained. You might feel super duper tired. By surrounding yourself with this life, it's literally life force energy. So one thing that I do very naturally as a psychic medium and an energy healer is just I have this desire to put living plants or freshly cut flowers, beautiful animals and friends that are high vibrational. I want them to be in my house in a nice balanced way. I literally have over 50 houseplants. I have 3 cats. I live with 2 other people. I have this natural inclination to surround myself with life. Not too much life, okay? Because it needs to be balanced. I need my space. But you get the point. And this is actually the spiritual idea behind a housewarming party. When you buy a house or you move into a new place, it's very empty. It might have been empty for a while. And the idea is you bring all your loved ones over to just warm the place up with that energy of partying and fun and love and music and dancing. It literally warms the energy up of the housewarming. Number 2 is letting fresh air into my home daily. I crack the windows open or completely open them depending on the season and just let that fresh air in. And not only does this let fresh energy into your home, it's also just good for your health to have that fresh air. It's not good at all to have no ventilation in your home whatsoever. So on a scientific level, this is a really good thing to do, but also on a spiritual level, when you open windows up, you're letting fresh energy in, fresh air in. The air starts moving, it becomes less stagnant. And so even in the winter, I'll crack the windows open for an hour, and I know some of you are thinking, well, your heating bill is going to go through the roof. I understand, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make to let fresh air in. It's good for your lungs, it's good for your heart, your soul, it's good for your energy, it's good for the home. And it's a nice balance, especially if you have that life in your house, literally plants, animals, people. You need more and more air, more atmosphere for that. So for example, if you have a bunch of cats in your home like I do and you always have the window shut, it's gonna stink like cats. If you always have a bunch of people in your house, it's gonna stink like humans. Let the fresh air in. Number 3 is respectfully and regularly discarding objects that I don't use or I don't love. I think we can all relate to having maybe a junk drawer or certain clothing items that we never wear that have just been sitting there for years, or just that kind of clutter that's never touched, never loved, never appreciated. And as a psychic medium and energy healer, I can say that those objects tend to emit a more negative energy. They're going unloved, they're going neglected, they're just taking up space really. And this Middle Earth, this world, this physical and spiritual life that we live, it craves life, it craves usefulness. And you'll notice Mother Earth wants to make the most out of the space that you have, out of the things that you use. So what I do very regularly is, if I'm going through my clothes, doing laundry, if I notice that there are certain garments that I don't wear that often, I will donate them. Or if they're beyond donation, I will respectfully discard them in a timely manner, and I will thank them for being with me. Say there's a shirt with a bunch of holes and stains in it and it's just time for it to go. I will say thank you for, your wear, thank you for being in my life. And I'll send it on its way to the trash can or wherever it's going. And I don't keep it around, I don't wait, because I feel like that And this is a concept I learned from Marie Kondo, actually, that leaving your objects in that purgatory of, okay, I might throw that out, it's really disrespectful to the object itself. Keep in mind, as a psychic medium and a human on this planet, every object, every animal, every thought, everything that is in existence has a spirit. And it's quite disrespectful to keep those objects in that purgatory, well, I might get rid of this, I might not type of energy. So it's like, just get rid of it. Number 4 is giving every object in my home a home. Okay, so this is a concept of every object has its own space, and even every person and every animal. I want to say everything in your home has its own home within the home. So for example, this mug has a home. Its home is in my cabinet on a particular shelf in my kitchen. Okay, so I'm using it right now, I'm carrying it around right now. After I clean it, it goes back to its home. Okay, my cats, every single one of them has their own space just to them, you know, their own cat bed, their own area, and you know, they change their space, you know, they're cats, but they have their own place that is just theirs. Every human has their own space in this house, you know, even though I share a bedroom with someone, we both have our own spaces in the house to go to. I have this room, my office, where I can create and be myself, decorate it however I want, and they have their space like that, okay? Even if it's just like a little nook in your house, everything has its space. And when clutter accrues, so say that you have a pile of laundry on the floor, that really creates some negative energy. The more clutter is around, it creates this negative energy, you know? So I don't let that sit around for too long. I put everything back into its home, because when everything's disorganized, out of place, you know, not returning back to their home space, it just creates that negative energy. Everything needs a home in this reality is what I feel personally. And so I give everything in my home a home. Number 5 is a pretty big one, and I recommend everyone takes on this habit if you're not already, and it is cleaning or cleansing the energy after any emotional upsets, difficult situations, difficult people, or just any hard situations that happen. Even just regular sickness, if you have the cold, for example. I like to physically clean my home after anything like that takes place. I like to cleanse the energy. It's just a really good practice. And even myself, if I had a really hard day, or I was just upset, or I'm just stressed out, I reset my energy in the shower. I cleanse everything off, cleanse my energy and my body of the day, and I put the clothing that I wore in the hamper. Like, that's getting cleaned as well. It's just a good practice to take on, because energy really does stick if you don't cleanse it, okay? And I see all the time, actually, in like haunted houses, places where more paranormal negative experiences happen, the reason that energy sticks is usually for many different reasons. One, the energy isn't cleansed that often. You'll notice that very quiet houses where the energy is not like being broken up often tend to hold on to that energy a bit more. Sometimes the actual architecture of a house can make it more easy for energy to stick, like long narrow hallways, for example. There's no windows to open, let fresh energy in. There is, like, the walls really hold on to that energy. So it's really important to cleanse your space, cleanse the energy regularly. Okay, this is also a reason why subconsciously we have this pull and this desire to destroy buildings that really bad stuff happened in, and to just reset. Like, I forget exactly where it was. There was a school that had like a mass shooting, and they all decided to just destroy the school. Like, knock the building down, start over, because the energy carried in that school had just darkness. You know, you step into the building and you feel and you remember, and it's just hard. So sometimes, like, we have this instinctual desire to just destroy any object that carries a lot of that energy. And it's like the same concept of, like, say you got out of a really bad relationship, like there was a lot of darkness that happened, you know, cheating, lying, abuse, whatever. you feel kind of this draw to like burn all the stuff they gave you, right? Like, or cut your hair, like get rid of the stuff that holds on to that energy. And so in my home, if I have someone come in who's really difficult, if I'm going through a hard time myself, you know, I regularly cleanse the energy. And it's just really important, guys. And number 6 is a more uplifting one, and this is creating a little special treat for any person or spirit that wants to come in, creating a little offering, okay? So we don't have to think too out of the box for it. Think of it like this. You have someone you really love hanging out with, a really special friend who always makes you feel uplifted. They're always there for you, and you want them to come over more. You want them to like be in your area more. The best thing you can do to make this happen is to always offer them a little treat, you know? Offer them a little cheese board, maybe some wine, some drinks. I've been complimented on my hostess skills quite a lot recently, and I'm telling you, it's so easy. All you have to do is have snacks, have drinks, and the people will show up. Like, that is literally all you have to do to be a good host or hostess. People just love eating and they love drinking. So when you have those very basic needs met for them, they're gonna love coming over. So I like to offer these little treats to any beautiful, uplifting spirits that want to enter my house. Physical, you know, my friends, I always offer something for them. Or spirits, you know, sprinkle a little cinnamon in your doorway to welcome beautiful spirits into your home. Or, you know, light a candle and say out loud, you know, beautiful spirits of love and light, you're more than welcome here. You can make yourself at home here. So whether it's spiritually or physically, offering that little treat for any beautiful energies to enter is just a really great way to have this welcoming energy. I actually saw a reel the other day of a psychic saying she would never have a welcome mat out front of her house. And I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think it's important to be very welcoming to good energies and opportunities coming into your home. You know, if, for example, someone was coming over that I didn't like, I wouldn't offer them a little tasty treat, you know? Might turn the heat down a bit and make them freezing, make them want to leave, you know what I mean? Like, but ironically, I did notice that the more I clean and cleanse and cast like protective spells over my space, I don't have negative people coming in anyways. You just, over time, the more you take on these habits, you kind of repel people who aren't a match to the vibration of your home and of you. So if your home's very full of life and art and music and uplifting and beautiful, you're not really gonna attract really negative, pessimistic, trauma dumping type of people into that home. And you'll notice, like, as you cleanse spiritually, physically, mentally, you're gonna attract really good stuff as well. Your home is kind of like an extension of your energy. It's like the place where you emit and attract the most energy into your life. And you know, feng shui, energy clearing, it's really important. So I just wanted to share with you different things I do at my house and in my home as a psychic medium and an energy healer. So I hope you enjoyed this. Add your own tips below. Are you gonna take on some of these tips we heard in this reading? I do readings all the time, guys. My mind, that was like subconscious, okay? In this video. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I offer pick a card tarot readings here and little spiritual chit chats here and there, okay? Thank you guys for joining. Bye.